Thank you, Sandrine. Let me just get my screen shared. But then it's a challenge there to upload the presentation. Right. So good morning. Senator the Honorable Paula Gopiskun, Minister of Trade and Industry, Sir John Collins, General Manager, YPTT, other senior officials from RHAND and Youth Business Trinidad and Tobago, representatives from the credit union movement, GEW partners, entrepreneurs, specially invited guests, members of the media. Good morning. RHAND is honored to partner with YBTT in this segment of the Global Entrepreneurial Week program. And I'll be taking the opportunity to discuss the role of credit unions in supporting economic development. Now, a credit union is a financial services cooperative formed by members of a common bond to provide themselves in part with financial products and services on terms and conditions more favorable than they would normally obtain from other financial institutions. In the case of RHAND, which is an acronym for the Red House and Neighboring Departments, we were born out of the collective wisdom of three study groups in 1947, namely the Land and Surveys Department, the Registrar General's Department, and the Health Department. At that time, we were 38 credit unions registered in the country, and there are now over 120 credit unions, of which RHAND is the sixth largest by asset base. Now, and most of also our credit unions were born out of a need to provide financial support to persons at a time when commercial banks were predominant lenders and a loan to the average man was a privilege. Today, we are open to all citizens of Trinidad and Tobago and embrace the role of our members, who as shareholders can make a direct contribution toward the strategic direction of your credit union, as well as any oversight of the systems and controls to protect your funds. This is a fundamental aspect of credit unionism that separates us from any other type of financial institution. At RHAND, we see our purpose as to empower our members with the knowledge and financial products and services to achieve a greater degree of economic and social well-being. And we provide the support in a number of areas, some listed here in terms of focused medium to long-term savings regime, financial education, scholarship opportunities for the children of members, skills development programs, and the funding of major personal development projects. Permit me to spend a few minutes on what RHAND considers most important. Now, having a savings regime is a primary component of credit union membership and of the credit union philosophy. Always remember, save with a purpose. Yes, we have a traditional savings account for day-to-day use, but the real value to you comes from the medium to long-term vehicles. Our time deposits are a great way to a great investment option for your medium to long-term goals. And share savings, which typically serves your long-term savings goals. It must be noted, however, that at RHAND, members are required to purchase at least 12 shares annually to maintain active financial status. That is, to maintain access to the products services, and events of the credit union. Now I'm going to split up the topic of financial education into personal financial planning and small business financial planning. A few important tips when engaging in personal financial planning. Do the math. And we're speaking here about taking the time to calculate your net worth, which is the total assets or what you own against the total liabilities or what you owe. And make sure to set a personal budget that you can follow on a monthly basis. Recognize and manage lifestyle inflation. That is where your cost of living increases as your income increases. Identify needs versus wants and spend mindfully thereafter. Start saving early. And we spoke a short while ago about the different types of saving vehicles that are available. And build and maintain an emergency fund. This is typically 3 to 6 months of your income after statutory deductions. And this would ensure that when you do have any type of emergency, whether it be medical or otherwise, that you have a source that you can immediately go to, as opposed to having to borrow immediately. In terms of small entrepreneurs, consider the following to ensure your business succeeds. Have a plan. We're talking about writing it all down, which is a crucial first step. Although you wrote it all down, don't marry a plan. Be able to adjust, confront, and conquer. Keep your ego in check and listen to others. Remember, this isn't about you, it's about the business. Don't take things personally and try to keep emotion out of the decision making. Keep track of everything and manage by the numbers. Know your numbers and check them daily and make all decisions based on what they tell you. Where you have employees, delegate to them and avoid micromanaging them. A manager's job is to delegate and then inspect the progress. Use the internet. It's about creating community, using social media networking such as Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, blogging to build rapport with your market, and reinvent your business. Separate yourself from your track record and always be seeking to create new competitive advantage, be it a focused niche or a super service. From our perspective, there are some common issues entrepreneurs, both new and established, face when seeking business funding. Business plan issues. We're speaking here about primarily when your business plan not reflecting that any analysis of your environment was done. Inadequate cash flow projections. Business registration, and more so the correct type of business registration based on the type of business that you're setting up. Your accounting records not aligned to the business type. So you may be registered as a limited liability company, but your records reflect that of a sole trader, for example. The revenue not being channeled through the financial system. What that results in is that there is no proper documented evidence of the income that is being earned. And distinguishing personal salary or personal income from the business revenue. And this really applies to businesses registered as limited liability companies, where you should, under your expenses of the business, represent what you pay yourself as a separate line item, because the business income is not the same as your income if it is your limited liability company. We also provide support to economic development through our membership skills development programs, our group health insurance, and the scholarship opportunities for the children of our members. Now, the average person always needs to fund some type of major project, some type of activity meant to improve your life, which will normally speak to property purchase, home construction, home renovation, which may include incorporating some rental apartments on their home or the side of their home, as the case may be. Educational expenses for children or personal development, or investing for that new existing small business initiative. At RHAND, satisfying your financing needs is not always a black or white, but normally resides in the gray area. That is to say, helping our members to achieve their goal many times require finding an out of the norm or out of the box solution. And there's some general benefits of being a credit union member. For instance, free life insurance coverage on loans. At RHAND, it's up to $100,000 in coverage. Minimal transaction fees. At RHAND, that means no loan processing fees, no deposit or withdrawal fees either. And the member engagement reflects an empathetic approach to addressing your needs. And these are among the benefits that will continuously differentiate our credit union and being in a credit union. So what does a credit union that works for you should look like? It should have amongst the lowest cost of doing business in the financial services industry. Talking in terms of fees, interest rates, charges, those things. It should have your money working for you better than in a traditional financial institution. It should be a place where the relationship matters and that your tenure as a member translates into character rating or credit rating. It should provide some amount of life insurance coverage on your shares and on your loan if you have a loan. And it should be able to provide support in financial planning and wealth creation. In conclusion, in the wider scheme of things, the economic development of our members directly translates into contributing to the country's economic growth through the facilitation of generation of personal or household primary or secondary income, and supporting the growth of personal or household net worth, and facilitating the improvement of the educational and financial awareness of the citizenry. So, thank you for your time and enjoy the rest of the session. Remember that should you have any questions about today's presentation, you can email them to marketing@rhand.org.tt.